Somehow or another, we've made it to the final Friday in April. And I wanted to take the time this week to make sure that I addressed everybody who's working for us and with us. So whether you're out in the field, or you're at home, or you're in the office, please know that today these moments are for you. For those of us in the field, we are within the reach of the grief, of the danger. And when you come home from the field, it's certainly all over the news, and it's rampant on social media, and for a lot of us, the faces of just who and how much is at risk are waiting for us at the door. More than likely with a million questions, none of which we have answers for, or at least not answers that we want to share. If you're working at home, you're in a different kind of trap. You're spending most, if not all day, either on the phone or computer or both, trying to provide the same level of compassion and empathy and visibility with, despite your best efforts, what might feel like emptier and emptier words. You're being robbed of your nonverbal cues that all say, louder than any voice, I hear you. Your feelings are valid. The part of your story that you're experiencing right now is very real. And those feelings of impotence and insufficiency are infiltrating the once sacred sanctuary of our home. So when you're pouring cereal, or you're switching the laundry, or you're brushing your teeth, it's there. If you're coming into the office, that's its own unique hell. The seemingly impossible paradox of feeling grateful to be healthy enough to report to work and to have a brick and mortar option as a change of scenery, but it's combined with some guilt of your efforts needing to be in here instead of out there. Combined as well, perhaps, with a secret relief of not having to be out there. And add on to that, maybe a guilt, an added guilt for that secret relief. It's indeed a very possible, tiresome paradox. No matter which camp you're in, or if you're in a combination of these three camps, I see you. Your feelings, all of them, are valid. And you are an imperative part of this chapter of the world's story. Your sense of safety is important to me, and I know that that looks different for everybody. So just before I get to the song, I wanted to share what gave me brief moments of control and security this week. The time that I spent running, hear me out. The time that I spent running this week was the only time I was in 100% control of when my heart rate was elevated, of when it was hard to catch my breath, or when I began to sweat profusely. It wasn't because I was anxious. It wasn't because I had spent an hour and a half behind an N95 mask. It was because I was running. And I knew that I could stop at any time. And that feeling of control was comforting. So maybe ask yourself what kind of activity might do the same for you. It doesn't have to be running. Maybe it's walking to the mailbox. Maybe it's sidewalk hopscotch, or yoga, or wrangling your slippery 2-year-old out of the bathtub. Just find something, even if it's for 60 seconds. Another thing that helped was wearing things that remind me of others, particularly those that I miss so much. For me, it usually means jewelry, but for a lot of us in the field, that's not an option right now. But maybe it's a specific pair of socks. Maybe it's a certain lotion. Maybe it's the shirt you change into after you strip off your toxic scrubs. Maybe it's a mask that you didn't make yourself, that someone who cares about you made for you. Today, for me, it's this shirt. Anything that gives me a moment to think about the love that I share with another person helps me to feel less isolated. And finally, and perhaps predictably, I did a lot of singing this week. But it was singing combined with sobbing. I sang through a lot of tears and I sang through a lot of snot. At times, I was reduced to simply mouthing words to songs because I didn't have breath enough to produce an actual singing tone. But I let the music hold me, and I let the tears come. And even though I was exhausted after, for just a moment, I felt better. This was one of the songs that held me this week, and one of the songs I cried through. It's called A Safe Place to Land by Sara Bareilles. When holding your breath feels safer than breathing, when letting go is braver than keeping, when innocent words turn to lies, and you can't hide by closing your eyes, when pain is all that they offer, like a kiss from the lips of a monster. You know the famine so well, but never met the feast. When home is the belly of the beast, the ocean is wild and over your head, and the boat beneath you is sinking. Don't need room for your bags, hope is all that you have. So with all of your might, hold your spirit tight. Surely someone will reach out a hand and show you a safe place to land. Oh, imagine yourself in a building, up in flames, being told to stand still. The windows wide open, this leap is on faith. You don't know who will catch you, maybe somebody will. The ocean is wild and over your head, and the boat beneath you is sinking. Don't need room for your bags, hope is all that you have. And so with all of your might, hold your spirit tight. Surely someone will reach out a hand and show you a safe place to land. Be the hand of a hopeful stranger, little scared but you're strong enough. Be the light in the dark of this danger, The sun is coming. The literal sun and the figurative sun. It's coming. All of you are not only the hands of hopeful strangers, you're the eyes, the minds, the voices, the hearts, and the souls of hopeful, helpful humans. I'll see you soon.